fly for you and me.
Hey, epic people. I am your host, Elena Williams of Behind the Sessions, and we are super excited to have you guys join this episode. Today, we have the opportunity of sitting down with the infamous College Park Princess, Dri Jack. Clap it up, clap it
Clap, 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 clap.
up.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm here.
I know that's right. Well, welcome back to the EpiCenter. We are always honored to have you here
Thank you
and
for
have
having
you
me.
grace us with your presence.
Oh, thank you.
So, how has life been treating you since we last saw you?
Life been rocking me, you know. Motherhood. That's a thing. Just balancing life, motherhood, career, all the things, making sure I got money in my bank account to feed my baby. So, just navigating all the things that come with that. But I've been good.
So, anything new with music?
I am working on a live recording.
Say what?
Actually. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I am submitting to Tiny Desk too. So say a little prayer for your girl. Maybe you'll see me on their stage soon. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing
Yeah.
news. So, you performed here in June last year for Black
Yes.
Music Month, celebrating indie artists. How did it feel to be a part of that project?
It felt really good, actually. That was the year that I was kind of like getting myself back into performing and being seen. I feel like, as mothers, now that I know that you're a mother now,
Yes,
it's a process to, find yourself, and not necessarily like find yourself again, but like finding this new self, like figuring out who that person is. And so like as an artist, it was hard for me to find myself as my person, as Adriana, that's my real name, but also find myself as Dri Jack and who she is as a mother and as an artist, still an independent artist. So it was great to come in. Brooke called me in, and it was great to just sing the music that I thought that didn't get enough love before I had my baby. So just being able to sing the music from my project The Other Side and bring new life to it, and I love live recording anything, live. I love live music. I always sing with the live band, so it was beautiful to just be able to do that in this space. Yeah, it's a beautiful space too, for sure.
So, for a lot of people that do not know you, how did you get into this industry?
So I started off in musical theater. Yes, I started off in musical theater. Shout out to Tri-Cities High School. And so after that, when I turned 16, I told my brother that I wanted to have like a party, of course. But I wanted to record my first song, and he was like, "Okay." And my brother is a creative director in the industry and all that stuff too. And so I knew that was the person I needed to talk to. And I recorded a song called "Ladies That Lunch." For those who know, y'all are the real ones, okay? And I performed it at my Sweet 16, and after I recorded that song, I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. And I love musical theater. I love the storytelling of it, and just it's a beautiful experience to perform in musical theater and to watch musical theater. But for me, it just wasn't like riveting, or you know what I'm saying, like it didn't have any fire. Like I could do it. Yeah, I'm talented, I'm gifted, okay, let me just do it. But for recording, it was like, oh, this is different. Like this is a different element that I'm tapping into for myself. So after that, I just started recording. My brother was my manager at the time. And I released my first EP in 2012 at Clark Atlanta. It was called Queen of Hearts. So that's on SoundCloud if you guys want to check that out. But after that, I just was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. I started the independent journey. And yeah, after that, I recorded and produced singles, Lifetime, Picky, Fumble, all those things, you can check out. But I just wanted to share my story in my own way, and find my voice in the mix of all of that. I grew up in the church and musical theater and stuff, so I have a big voice in this little body, but
you do.
but I just wanted to like, okay, how can I, experience that or express that to people that know me and like, oh yeah, that's Dri, like yeah, that matches, that's what I wanted to do with my industry.
Well, you have been doing this for a minute. And you're actually almost, yeah, it's almost been over a decade now.
Yes.
That's what's up.
It
But
has been.
yeah, that's amazing and a
Thank
blessing.
you.
So what would you say are the top 3 lessons that you've learned along the way?
I would say as an independent artist, just never losing that hustle. You know, shout out to all the independent artists everywhere because it is a journey. It is a task, you know, to bring something from your mind to fruition. But I'd say never lose that hustle. Stay with your heart, like whatever your heart desires. It can happen. Whatever, you know, you think in your mind, it can happen. And surround yourself with like-minded people who value what you bring, and they empower you when you can't empower yourself. You know, like through my journey of motherhood and stuff like that, I have friends that continue to remind me, like, don't think that you're late. Don't think that you're behind or anything. Like, just because you're not getting back to it how you thought that you would get back to it, or, you know, like in the way that you would imagine. Keeping those friends around and making sure that you have those like-minded people around you, because you're going to need your community and your village to lean on when you can't call nobody else. You know, that one friend or two, you know what I'm saying? You need those people that can uplift you for sure.
Oh, Dri, you just spoke to my soul. Oh my, that was real tea. That was
Thank
real
you.
tea. So, like I mentioned at the top of the show, you are known as the Collie Park Princess. So, what do you love most about your city and representing your roots?
I just love the family orient of College Park. Like, if anybody sees you, or you know, if anybody knows you, they're like, hey, how your family doing? How you know what I'm saying? All of my siblings, I went to the same schools. So and I'm the youngest of 4. So by the time I got in the matriculation, like, they're like, oh, that's baby Jackson, or that's, you know what I'm saying? So like, making a name for myself was very important as well, coming up in my city. And so I'm very proud to, you know, be able to call myself the Princess of College Park. And my brother actually started calling me that, and I was like, okay, that kind of tracks, you know. I love my city. Outkast, Monica, you know, Candy, like all of those people who grew up in that city and just stamped, you know, like, we are who we are. We're just humble people, you know. We about our business, and we do what we need to do for our people. We show up, you know. So yeah,
that's facts. That's definitely facts. So being from Atlanta too, I'm sure you've performed at many places. Would you say that there is a different feel performing in Atlanta?
Other than
other cities, yes.
For sure. Definitely. It's home, you know? Yeah. I'm sure, like, when I go, well, I've been on one tour, but coming home is like, you know, a homecoming, like high school homecoming, band, all of that stuff. Like, you really feel all of that without all of the tips and tricks, because it's like, you can invite your people, your family is in the building, people that you went to school with, your old teachers, or, you know, like, I have people that come from every part of my life, you know, to my shows and support me. So it's a blessing to be able to perform in Atlanta and have people come and show up for you, you know. But yeah.
And I wanted to ask you this too, because I mean, Atlanta is the hub for music entertainment. Would you say that you definitely have a privilege being able to be an artist that started here? Because I know that's kind of a conversation. It's a conversation that people talk about. Because oftentimes you got artists that have to come to Atlanta.
Right.
Do you think that you had a privilege being able to grow up in Atlanta and start your music career?
Well, now that you say it that way, I will say that, yes, I do. I think that the way that my parents brought us up, like, we grew up in the church, but they also allowed us to do musical theater. We couldn't listen to, like, secular music. But being able to perform in musical theater, they gave us another outlet to outside of, you know, gospel.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like just growing up in Atlanta, we were able to see the different avenues that we could go to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, dancing, musical theater, hip hop, like anything that, you know, we could get our hands on, we were there. Usher, like, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like those big artists that we grew up listening to,
Yeah.
or and seeing them grow up. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I do think I have a privilege of that. I love Atlanta.
Yeah, I know that's right. So, do you think that, and this is the last question I'm gonna ask about Atlanta for the time being, but do you think that Atlanta has influenced your sound?
For sure.
Mm.
Definitely. I think that I used to shy away from it because I thought that I had to tone it down. But my big voice is big for a reason. I have a lot of soul in my voice. I've been through a lot, you know what I'm saying? Through family and grieving and loss and things like that. And I feel like Atlanta is the mecca for that. You know, like, we are storytellers. We can paint the picture for you. You can hear a song and you can see the image in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear an Outkast song, you riding down 75,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? And that drop top with your A hat on, you know, like it you can feel it. You can feel the sound, you can feel the energy. So yeah, I will say for sure.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, before, you have a large catalog and you have been able to sing background for amazing artists that people couldn't even fathom, like Earth Gang, Deja Love, Tiana Taylor, and Tiny from Escape.
Yeah, shout
So,
out.
yeah, shout out to Tiny, the homegirl. How did those experiences shape your confidence as a solo artist?
That's good. I feel like seeing their work ethic, seeing the full process of how it works, because of course I am a solo artist, but I also will never shut down an opportunity to support another artist, because there's always a learning lesson in it. I think that just the process, rehearsals, seeing how things are put together, Earth Gang, singing in background with them, I was able to go on Jimmy Fallon with them and perform for my first, you know, nighttime TV show, and just seeing we got to do the flights, we got to do this, like the logistics of everything. I'm a Virgo, so I love I love logistics, I love details, I love all that stuff. And so, like, to be able to see it on the back end and how I can, you know, implement that into my artistry and my career, I think that it's very helpful to, you know, do that. So to any independent artist, if you have an opportunity to, you know, sing background vocals on anything, studio work, because it's a team effort, you know what I'm saying? Like, if one person win, everybody win. And if you want to be in a room, you gotta be able to acclimate yourself in that way and be humble enough to be like, oh no, I can chill. Yeah, what you need? Ooh, some eyes, I got you. You know? Yeah.
I love that perspective. And that's really good insight for independent artists, just aspiring artists in general. Pause. Did you know that recording your podcast just got 100 times easier here at EpiPod? Our podcasting packages make it easy for you to focus on what truly matters while we take care of production. Visit recatl.com/EpiPod to learn more. What does R&B mean to you?
Like I said before, I think that R&B and soul have, you know, just a impact on people's hearts, you know, being able to tell your story in creative ways, that's just a plus to do it, you know, being able to be in the room with producers and people who also have stories to tell, and the way that they create tells their story. And I love to partner and pair with those individuals, you know, to just bring my ideas to life. But I think that R&B is just a warm hug.
I
Truly,
love
yeah,
that.
it
I
is.
love that. And kind of jumping off of what you just said, you just mentioned seeing other artists and their songwriting process or their creative process. What is your creative process like? Does it come from your imagination? Does it come from your story? Where does it come from?
It comes from everywhere. Everything is, you know, inspiration. I can start off with a melody that maybe comes in my head while I'm in the shower and, send a voice memo to one of my producers or one of my friends, one of my musicians, like, hey, I heard this in the shower. What do you think about this? And then they'll send me some music back, to finish the writing. Or I can go in the studio and just hear a track and something may come. Or I'll just do some mumbles. I know all the artists know all the mumbles in the studio while you're like trying to figure out words to a melody. Or I could just have a full out song written from my experience in my life or something like that. But it's all different avenues to get to the song for sure.
Yeah. I love that. So not only are you a full-time artist, but you're also a full-time mom. Can we get more into that? Because like we talked about it a little bit off the camera.
Yes.
People don't talk about this enough. So tell us, how is it like? And if I'm not mistaken, baby boy is not even 2 yet.
No, he's not. He turns 2 in April.
Oh.
Yeah, my baby has changed my life. I will say, I feel like all the mamas, all the parents say that. But it really is a life-changing experience. Because I feel like for me and my experience, I feel like God really sat me down when I was pregnant. And for me, I was like, God sat me down, baby. Physically, mentally, emotionally, all the things. And so I feel like for me, being sat down after thinking that, because before I got pregnant, I was on tour, producing or singing my music from my other EP from the other side, and so I was like, oh, like I'm on the move. Like, what you mean? What you mean? I gotta sit down, And so, and I really didn't tell. Of course, I told my family and stuff like that, but I didn't announce it until I was probably like 7 months or something like that.
Wow.
But I didn't find out, and I was like, okay. Like, I had to sit with it for a second. Like, okay, of course, like as an artist in the industry, like it's not really, I feel like now it's a little bit more accepted, but it's also like she's not gonna be able to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like a lot of artists may feel that way. And that was really on my mind heavy. And I kind of like, got heartbroken about that. Like, well, I'm making a name for myself. I've worked with this and and it was really like, no, it's okay. And you can take a moment to pause. There are moments in your life where you have to reset. And I feel like that was my reset. To just analyze my goals, analyze, what I really want to do, what's really important to me. And having him really just set me apart, I feel like. And so, yeah, I love my little baby, 80. He's singing and dancing and a real joy.
He got a little star on the way.
Yes, a real joy. He does everything, literally. But yeah, I think that being a full-time mom and a full-time artist is not for the weak. And finding balance in it all, making time, and also making time for myself. It's very important to me. It's self-care. If I even just sit in my house and not talk to anybody for the whole day, that's self-care to me. That is making sure that I am okay and I'm at peace with everything that I'm doing. So yeah, just making sure that that's important and staying one in my life.
You really said a thing, because I think a lot of mamas sleep on that. Like, silence sometimes is just what you need. Like, sometimes you think you need rest, a spa day. No, you just need to be quiet.
You just need to be quiet. And the resting comes with that. You know what I'm saying? I need to let these people know. You need to rest. Mamas, daddies, sisters, aunties, uncles, everybody.
Listen to
Get
Dri.
some rest. For real. Get some rest. There's so much going on in the world, and you have to really just come to one with yourself. Like, just, you got to think about, I'm an overthinker sometimes too. So I'm like, no, I got to shut my mind up sometimes. Like, no, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't need to talk to anybody. If I don't have him, I'm like, yes, I will not be doing anything today.
Yes.
I will sit myself on that couch.
I know that's right. So we talked about a little bit of your family history and your siblings. So if I'm not mistaken, you have a sister on Broadway.
Yes.
And it sounds like talent runs in the family, and y'all got a future with Man now. So what?
Man.
What was it like growing up in a household filled with stars?
Ooh, it was crazy. Honestly, I really tell
Mm.
my mom all the time, like, I don't know how you did it with 4 kids because
Mm.
I'm struggling with one. Like, I'm like,
Look.
girl, how did you do this? Where was your energy? What did you do? Please tell me. Like, I tell my parents that all the time. But it was a fashion show. It was a talent show all the time. It was a dance competition all the time. It was just a lot of fun, actually. And like I said, we grew up in the church, so we had a lot of rehearsals. We grew up with that routine. But we also grew up giving back and making sure that people around us knew that we were there for them, and showing up for them, not only, in the church, but like outside of the church as well. But yeah, it was fun. I think that growing up with my siblings really taught me how to stand up for myself. Because, I have a sister and I have 2 brothers. One of my brothers passed away. But I think that growing up with them really just, standing up for myself, making sure that I know who I am so I don't have to, like, be, like, blurred into whatever they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, being the youngest, it's like, you're getting influenced by all of them, and like I said, we went to the same school. So by the time I got there, like by the time I got to high school, they're like, oh, I know who you are. You're so-and-so's little sister. And da-da-da. Like they knew who I was. And I'm like, you don't know me. Like, you don't know who I am. And so, like, making a name for myself, that came into part as well. But yeah, I love my siblings. Shout out to y'all.
That's so sweet. And with that being said, too, like you said, you're the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, people do have a perception of you already.
Yeah.
Do you think that there was also kind of some pressure to, like, to uphold?
Oh,
or?
yes. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I say, like, I had to know who I was, but losing my brother at 13, that's like that's a pivotal moment in your life. I had graduated from middle school and I was going into high school the summer before he passed, or the summer that he passed. And so going into high school with everyone knowing who you are and everyone knowing that your brother had just died, it's like, this is a lot, and that's where musical theater really saved me, because I was able to escape everything, all the people, you know what I'm saying? All the thoughts, all the sayings, all the words, whatever. And so that was my escape, and it really just brought me out, because I was shy. Being the baby of 4 and everybody sings is like, sing, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm okay. And so, like, 8th grade, I did a talent show, and my choir teachers signed me up for the talent show. Shout out to Miss Andrews. I will always tell this story and give her praise, because she really poured into me as a young adult, and she really just showed me, like, no, you can sing. You have a gift. You need to sing. And I'm going to sign you up for this talent show, and you're going to sing. And I sang Heaven by Mary Mary. And just doing that and then growing into a musical theater artist is like, oh, okay, there are different avenues that I can use my voice in. And I feel like musical theater really helped me escape that, and really just helped me hone my craft, and figure out, like, how I want to tell my story as well. Yeah.
Would you say that for you, in particular, that it was more so of a natural thing for you to get into music, or was it something you chose? Like,
I would say both.
Okay.
I would say both.
Yeah.
I feel like natural, because we grew up in the church, and we were the praise team, we were the dance team, we were, we were all of those things. And also, I chose it because I chose to be a recording artist. I chose to stay in Atlanta, to make a name for myself, to record my music, to put it out independently, to work towards, making a name for myself and having a career in Atlanta. So I will say it's both. I feel like it's in me, and I'm not new to this. Yeah.
So, kind of jumping back, but this is something that a lot of people don't know, and I found this out about you recently. you also work as a postpartum
Oh,
doula.
yes.
So what's it like supporting new families through such a life-changing
Mhm.
experience?
I think postpartum doula work is very important. Midwifery, all of those things, helping moms to transition into motherhood, I think is very important. And I absolutely love being a part of that experience for families. I think that I really got into the work field randomly, actually. One of my friends, she's in med school right now, and when she started med school, all of different programs were like sending her different things to be a part of, and one of the doula programs sent her an email like to see if she was interested, and she sent it to me, and she was like, I don't know if you'll be interested in this, but they're doing a cohort, and they're gonna give certificates out after you're finished to be a doula. And I was like, okay. And I had never, like, I heard about a doula before, but I had never, like, researched it or whatever. So I just did it. And one of the questions on there was like, well, why do you want to do postpartum doula work? And I had to sit with myself, and I'm like, okay. And this was after the pandemic. So this is 2021. And I was just like, well, why would I wanna? I'm a giver. My family is a family of givers, so we want to, show up for people. And I was like, okay, well, how is this going to elevate me as a person? And I was like, well, I lost a baby in 2016 due to ectopic pregnancy, and nobody knew how to help me. Like, and when I found out it was an ectopic pregnancy and it was in my tube, even my doctor that I was going to at the time, she wouldn't even give me an abortion because she was holistic. But also, that was very dangerous because it was in my tube. And furthermore, the tube ruptured while I was out of town doing a workshop in New York, and I was on the side of the street and it ruptured. I was getting off the train, it ruptured, and I'm like bent over walking to rehearsal, and I'm like, I walk in, I said, I gotta go to the hospital because nobody knew. I didn't want to alarm anybody or whatever. So my sister was in town, of course, and I met her back at the hospital, and they were like, if you would have came a little later, you wouldn't have been here.
Wow.
I had a liter of blood in my stomach. They had to pump the blood out, give me a blood transfusion, take the baby out, like all these things. And it's like I didn't know what I was going through, And after it, I went through postpartum depression, and I didn't know. I had no clue that was what I was experiencing, with the hormones and like all those things. And so doing that postpartum work just gave me more insight into what I experienced. So that gave me healing for that part of my life, but also gave me insight into how I can help other moms and other families come into the life of motherhood. I love all of my clients. Now my first client was my friend Ace. Her and her husband, they had twin boys.
Aww.
And now they're like 3 and 4, and so it's just like, oh my gosh, like these are my babies. I think that I've always loved kids, so it's been a beautiful experience to like kind of be a part of their life, as they grow up, but also share space with the moms and making sure that they know like you're good. You don't have to rush to heal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Giving them an opportunity to rest when they get home. Like I say, like rest, get home. You don't have to worry about getting the bottles. You don't have to worry about cooking food for your family. Like we come in and we make sure that you are completely serene as you come home and transition into motherhood. Yeah, I love postpartum doula work.
Well, Dri, you got layers, girl. And you are just beautiful inside and out.
Thank you.
And we just love that you took the time to talk to us.
Yes.
And I got some quick questions for
Okay.
you. Well, one more question before we get into a little game we're going to
Oh,
play. We're going to have some
Lord.
fun.
Okay.
So, my last question before that is, what can we expect from you coming soon or moving forward, that is? And also, what is something that you would tell aspiring artists?
Well, coming up, I am just doing more things that bring me joy. I wrote that down last year on my bingo board of attainable wins. I don't do like
I
vision
love
boards. I do attainable wins.
that.
And so
Okay.
investing in joy, investing in peace, but also like really digging into my artistry, figuring out what else I have to say, and not forcing it. So yeah, new music, new things, new shows. And I am getting back into musical theater. So yes, so I'll be auditioning for more things and stuff like that. So you may see me on the stage somewhere. I
On
don't
the
know.
big stage.
Yes, I've done regional theater here, but just getting back into it,
Wow.
getting back into it for
No,
sure.
that's
Like you
giving
said,
back.
I'm layered, so like
Yeah.
I'm acknowledging all of the layers and letting them shine. And to new artists or aspiring artists, I would just say, keep your heart. Keep your heart. Keep your heart 3 steps.
Okay. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Well, we ended on a great note. So now let's get into this or that, because that's what we're about to play. Love Edition. You ready?
Love Edition. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord. What y'all trying to say is right here. So we figured we had a little razzle dazzle rather with the Love Edition. So the objective of today's game is a rapid fire game where you will choose between 2 love-related options. The rules are you must answer quickly with no hesitation.
Oh Lord. Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
Okay, so let me introduce you to the behind-the-scenes family heirloom right here. This is Bo.
Shake it up.
Yeah, we're gonna. Oop! I hit the mic. Sorry, y'all. All right, so. All right. You ready?
Okay.
Duet partner. Would you rather sing a love song with Beyonce or Usher?
Usher.
Ooh, okay. She real good. You see that? She real quick. Okay. Next speed level. Here we go. Movie, romantic, comedy, or deep emotional drama?
Romantic comedy.
Okay, I can see. Yeah, you silly. I can see
I
that.
am.
Yeah, I can see
I like to laugh.
You do.
You don't make me laugh, you're out of here.
Out of here. Date vibes. Candlelit dinner date or a couple's karaoke night?
Ooh,
Come on
couples
now.
karaoke. Couples karaoke.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
I would. Okay. All right, now we're getting down to it. This is...
How many we got in there?
We got 3 more after this.
Okay.
Dressed up or laid back love? Do you prefer a glamorous date night in heels and a dress or a chill night in sweats with your boo?
We still going out in the chill night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's sweats for sure. With my James hat on, you know what I'm saying? Chilling.
No, for real. It's a lot. Men don't even know what it takes to get glammed up.
Baby.
Ooh, child. Oh, okay. This is a good one. Mysterious lover or open book? Do you prefer someone with a little mystery or someone who's an open book from the start?
Open book.
Yeah.
Open book. Had enough mystery.
Oh. Y'all better stop
Hang it
playing,
up.
my girl.
Hang
Y'all
it
better
up.
stop playing. Love songs. Oh, I think you're gonna like this, Dri.
Oh, Lord.
Love songs. 90s R&B or 2000 slow jams.
90s R&B.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hard one
Yeah.
though, for real.
Yeah. So gone over you.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me that Monica. Turn that Monica.
We got a little one too, y'all. Y'all heard that? I'm blushing. Let me stop. Oh boy. Okay. This is our last one.
Okay.
Don't be too sad, Dri. Gift exchange, love letter exchange, or a love playlist exchange?
Ooh, that's good. Love playlist.
Yeah, that's setting the bar high.
Yeah.
That's
A
really
letter is like that's kind of like the same.
It's
the
but
same,
the
but
playlist.
the playlist.
That's
yeah. If you can tell me how you feel with a play,
oh, yeah, that's hard.
you can add a little letter in the
in the little description. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that was a blast.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming. This has been amazing. Like I said before, and y'all didn't hear this, but I said we was going to have some good girl chat, and we did just that.
Yes.
So I just want to thank you again. We cannot wait to see what you got coming. You was talking about you're going to be on stage.
Yes,
You're going to be on a big stage.
On a big stage.
We're going to be looking out for your new music.
Thank
Hopefully, you'll come back to the EpiCenter, too.
Yes, of course. let me go talk to y'all folks real quick.
Okay.
Put it together.
Thank you for being just a beam of light and sitting down with us. Until next time, Dri.
Until next time.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Behind the Sessions. As I always say, I am your host, Elena Williams, and we can't wait to see you next time. And go ahead and pick up your phone and follow us on all of our social media platforms at Rec Live ATL, and we can't wait to see you next time.